They say real men don't cry. But what if I tell you that the same society that tells men not to cry also expects them to love deeply, to marry early, and raise families without ever being emotionally trained for it? Does that sound unfair? Yes. But this is exactly where the problem begins. Do you know that many men are not naturally afraid of commitment? They were programmed to fear it. The society planted that fear, watered it, and watched it grow. Does that sound wild? Yes. But think about this. From childhood, boys are taught one thing over and over. Don't ever fall in love. Always be strong. Be tough. Don't be too soft. Be a man. Man up. Don't act like a girl. He is taught how to conquer, how to win, how to impress, but not how to stay. The message is clear. If you show feelings, you are not a real man. And guess what all these statements have in common? They shame his helplessness. They attack emotions. And over time, the boy learns to hide what he feels. He hides his feelings. He builds walls instead of bridges. So when he grows up and love knocks at the door, he does not know whether to open the door or to run. Now imagine the boy growing up into a man who wants to love, but does not know how to express it. He wants connection, but does not know how to handle emotional closeness. He fears losing control because society has told him that control equals power. Now welcome back to our powerful series, Why Some Men Fear Commitment. Today's episode is going to shake some tables. This is not just another episode. It is a mirror held up to the society, religion, culture, and even the media. And trust me, by the end, you will not only understand the fear many men carry, but you might even forgive someone who hurt you. Now let me give you this example. A guy grew up in a family where no one ever says, "I love you." He has never heard the father tell the mom, "I love you." He has never heard the mom tell the father, "I love you." He has never heard the father telling the children, "I love you." He has never heard the mother telling the children, "I love you." He has never heard anyone ever say, "I love you." The father works hard, pays the bills, but never shows affection. When it's time for him to get married, he gets uncomfortable when the woman in his life wants to talk about feelings or future plans. To the woman, it feels like rejection, but to the man, it feels like unfamiliar territory. He pulls back, not because he doesn't care, but because he is scared to go somewhere he has never been taught to walk. The second example, another man sees on social media that women want a rich, successful, and confident man with a six-pack, a mansion, and a big car. But the man that is seeing this on social media is still trying to future out his career. So instead of proposing to any woman, he avoids serious relationships altogether. Why? Because he feels he is not enough. Society told him that unless he is everything, he is nothing. Now let's talk religion and culture. In some traditions, commitment is tied strictly to provision. The man must be the provider, the leader, and the rock. But what if he does not feel ready? What if his heart is still healing from trauma, from past trauma? What if he is afraid of failing his family the way his own father did? Let us be real here. Society claps for the man with many women, but mocks the one who chooses one woman to marry. Why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? Or the old school, marriage is a trap. It's funny, right? He meets a great woman who is loving, loyal, and everything he needs. But just when things start to feel real, he pulls away. Not because he does not care, but because he's afraid of what comes next. That is responsibilities, vulnerability, and the risk of getting hurt or failing. And where does he learn this fear? From the media he consumes. Think about the movies, shows, music. What is the common message? that a man who settles down is boring or soft. The cool guy, he is the player. The heartbreaker is the guy who never catches feelings. That image gets sold over and over until it becomes a belief, and belief shape behavior. Let us not forget peer pressure. A young man tells his friends, I don't think I'm going to take her seriously. What does he hear in return? Bro, don't do it. She will control you. You are too young for that life. Suddenly, he feels weak for wanting love. So he goes back to pretending he is not bothered, pretending he is just chilling. And before you know it, he is in his 40s, still saying, I'm not ready. But deep down, he is just scared. Now let us get uncomfortable for a second. Even in some churches or cultural settings, boys are raised to lead homes without ever being taught how to handle emotions. They hear you are the head, but no one teaches them how to love with patience or how to stay during tough times. So what happens? They dominate instead of serve. They disappear when it gets tough, not because they are evil, but because they have never been healthy commitment modeled. Here is a story that might hit home. A guy that I know dated an amazing woman for 4 years. She was kind, supportive, and everything he said he wanted. But the moment the woman mentioned marriage, my guy shut down. He started picking fights over little things. Eventually, she walked away. A year later, he told me, I think I pushed away the best thing that ever happened to me. When I asked him why, he said, I didn't know if I can live with a woman as wife forever. I have never seen it work before. That was his response. Now let us talk about freedom. One of the biggest lies society tells some men is commitment will steal your freedom. But think about it. Freedom is not the absence of responsibility. True freedom is being able to choose and still be faithful to your choice. A man who runs from commitment out of fear is not free. He is trapped. Trapped in indecision, trapped in anxiety, trapped in cycles of short-term highs and long-term emptiness. Many men don't fear love. They fear not being able to live up to what love demands. They fear the weight of expectation. They fear being judged if they fail. They fear losing their identity in the process of building a relationship. And the media doesn't help either. Just like I said earlier, many men come from broken homes where love looked like pain, where yelling replaced listening, where I love you was rare. So now, every time a relationship feels too serious, his nervous system starts saying, danger ahead, danger ahead. Even if nothing is wrong, his brain is wired to associate commitment with pain, commitment with confusion. And unless he rewires that belief, he will keep walking away from good women. Now, here is the twist. Most of these men actually want love. They just don't know how to do it without losing themselves. That is why some of the toughest guys you know cry at weddings. That is why the same men who ghost you today will call you in 5 years' time saying, I wasn't ready that time, but I never stopped thinking about you. So, the real enemy is not love. The enemy is the fear of losing control, of being exposed, of not being enough. And sadly, society made it worse because it told men that expressing feelings is weak, but chasing temporary pleasure is power. Now let me tell you something. There is nothing stronger than a man who chooses to marry and build with the woman. There is nothing stronger than a man who stays when it is hard, who grows when it is not comfortable. Commitment is not weakness, it is strength under control. So what is the solution? We have got to stop shaming men for wanting love. We have got to raise boys who are allowed to feel, to express their feelings. We need fathers to model love and not just lecture about it. We need media that celebrates the man who stays, not just the one who plays. And if you are watching this right now as a man, you have a choice. You can keep hiding behind the shield of society's expectations, or you can break the pattern and redefine what commitment means for you. And if you're a woman watching this, don't settle for confusion disguised as mystery. A man who is ready will show it. And here is my final question for you. What if the fear of commitment is not really yours, but one society forced into your hands? Are you ready to drop it? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If this challenged you in any way, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, because in part 7, we will reveal what really happens when men keep running from commitment. It is deeper than loneliness. The cost is higher than you think. Thank you. See you in part 7.